Hey, my vibe tribe. Thank you so much for joining me today on this live at 5, at 6, actually a little after 6. And on today's live, I am welcoming you into one of my favorite little garden spots. And I would like to share with you some positive thoughts and positive vibrations. And ladies, wait till the end, because I'm going to offer you some of my personal tips and techniques to stay beautiful. And even for the gentlemen too. So I hope to inspire you to sit along with me and talk some positive vibes on this beautiful, wonderful live outdoors in my life in the garden area, that brings me much energy, much healing, much love, much stress relief, and I hope that that exudes to you as well and inspires you to spend some time outdoors in a beautiful nature setting or a little garden area outdoors at your own home that you've created or will create, because we all have hopes and dreams, and my hopes and dreams are something I shared earlier that I would love to create around me. Anywhere I go, any property, any land, anything I touch, I love to create beauty and to grow beautiful plants and flowers and trees. And I hope that inspires you to do the same and create your own little garden area for you and all to enjoy, because it continues giving you joy, my tribe, on through the future as it grows and multiplies and gets larger. And then you add to it over time, collect little starts, little seeds, and those little seeds grow in your garden the same way they do in your world. So create those positive vibes, my tribe. Plant those seeds and spread them. And I'm going to have a seat here. My little crepe myrtle trees, they put out quite a bit of petals and flowers. And I also brought along some of my little citronella, because when you touch the citronella plants, they put out a wonderful smell, and it runs away the mosquitoes, and we have a lot of mosquitoes in this area. And I also have my little candle going down here, but I might have to move it. It's a little bit close. Give me one moment here. Sorry about that. Just relocate it right there. And I would also like to say, I hope you have had an absolutely beautiful day, and the rest of your day is a most beautiful one as well. And I had actually done this here sharing of quotes from famous people in the past on TikTok, is where I originally So I have to remember where I had left off on the TikTok, because I had promised to go back over there to finish this. But I'm going to share some with you here, and then also I would like to invite you as well, because later today or this evening I will actually be doing a Q&A on TikTok. And so if you would like to join me there and have more one-on-one interaction and close up ask me some questions, if you do not already follow me on TikTok, you can follow me there, and it will notify you when I go live. And so I hope you can join me for that and have some of that Q&A time one-on-one, and I will interact with you and do my best to answer all the questions that you have for me. And I hope that I have affected you in a positive way. And I had a few of these little quotes already marked out and ready, but I didn't get as many as I would like to have, so you'll just bear with me. But this first quote that I had marked out is a very wonderful one, and it's actually a conversation that I had with my son earlier today. We had gotten on the subject of being an individual, and it's okay to be part of a group and even to follow someone's teachings or advice or their thoughts or to agree. That's totally fine, but you should always maintain your sense of individuality. Just because everyone decides to wear red shirts, you don't always have to jump on the bandwagon and wear a red shirt too. You can wear a purple shirt, a black shirt, an orange shirt, a yellow shirt, whatever color shirt you decide to wear. So always maintain your sense of individuality. And that helps to open up with this first most wonderful quote. And this quote is by J. Paul Getty. And if you are not aware of or have ever heard of him, he is a famous businessman and is very renowned in his field. And his famous quote and advice to the world is to be an individual. Be an individualist. Be an individualist and an individual. You'll be amazed at how much faster you get ahead. And remember that, my tribe, everyone is an individual, and everyone enjoys individuality. So, what you have to offer and share to the world is special and unique to you. So don't ever forget that, and don't compare yourself, because you are an individual. We are all individuals, and we all have our own unique shine from the divine to offer in this time. And again, such another wonderful, inspiring quote. And this wonderful, inspiring quote is by Samuel Beckett. And Samuel Beckett is a famous playwright and was known for playwriting. And this famous quote says, "Ever tried? Ever failed? no matter, try again, fail again, and fail better. So what great advice and inspiration to continue on every day and try again. Because we can only get better and improve if we try and learn. Because we learn from our mistakes, and we learn from our successes, and we learn from our failures. And each time it gives us a little bit more knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and an insight to what to do or not to do the next time around. So, always remember that and never give up. Continue on and keep trying, because you can't fail or succeed if you never try. This is a most wonderful one. I apologize, it took me a moment. I was just flipping through the pages, reading as well. But this is a most beautiful quote. And this is by a pastor and writer, Norman Vincent Peale. And I love it so much. And his quote is, "Live your life and forget your age." How priceless and beautiful is that? I love that. Live your life and forget your age. That is some great advice, my Vibe Tribe, and priceless, because it is the same advice I offer, to be childlike and to be more open to being childlike. So in your exercising, in your thoughts, in your vibes, in your ways, in everything about you, be childlike and live your life without those numbers being placed upon you, whether you're 5, 55, or 105. Always live your life childlike. Another most beautiful one, and this one is by Marian Anderson. Marian Anderson, the singer. Everyone has a gift for something, even if the gift of being a good friend. How beautiful. Everyone has a gift for something, even if it is the gift of being a good friend. And again, so just right in line with my teachings and beliefs that I offer you to apply to your own life. That one beaming shine you can offer to another person in their need of time goes on throughout this world and spreads into this realm in ways we don't even realize. And so never forget, when you reach out and open that door for another one, shoot them a kind text, a kind word, a phone call, or just a thought that you vibrate towards them. Those good feelings and those good emissions that you put out are felt just like a Wi-Fi signal. So emit those love vibes to all my tribe. Very interesting quote. And an awesome quote. And this quote is by someone you may know or you may not, and it's a famous author and writer, Mark Twain. I apologize, we're near the road and it's a rather busy time and of day apparently. And so this famous quote by Mark Twain is, "I am an old man and have known many troubles, but most of them never happened." So think about that. How we can spend our lives, quote unquote, worrying and living in the fear of something that never happened. So remember that great advice and that great quote from Mark Twain. How priceless is that? So don't spend your days worrying or troubling over woes that haven't even occurred and may never even occur. So focus on the bright, the shining, the beauty, the wonderfulness of this very moment, this very second, and appreciate every bit of it. And don't focus on what may or may not happen. Part of my little tips and tricks, I kind of knocked them over there. We'll get to that in a few moments. And I hope everyone can hear me okay. I tried to get close enough to the camera, but then also enough to spread out and share some of the beautiful garden with you. These are some of the little clearance plants that I got that were dying from lack of water, and so I gave them a good drink of water and they just spruced right back up. And I don't know if you can hear him right in the background, and Blueberry is joining us today. He's enjoying this beautiful weather and outdoors and getting some fresh air and sunlight. Even though it's a cloudy day, he still gets a little bit of sunlight because he's hanging over there in his little tree hanging out. And before I cut off, also I will probably take the camera off and show you just a little bit of the garden and a couple of the little projects. I added on some little rocks to one of the little areas here that we had planted, and I had done a little side planter that had gotten damaged and broke, and I incorporated it into the garden area. So back to these famous, wonderful quotes that are so life-inspiring and full of so much wisdom. another just priceless. And this here is by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. And this is a psychiatrist. And possible relation, maybe even by marriage. My family background is also Ross. So that's where my family coat of arms and our history comes back from. On my father's side is the Ross side. And so this famous quote, so beautiful, again, so priceless here. One moment, I will let them pass. Our only purpose in life is growth. There are no accidents. How perfectly spot on is that? Because in every second, in every moment, we are expanding. Everything is growing and expanding and changing. So think about that. That is our purpose, to shine and exude greatness and appreciation and love. That is what life is, and to grow, to expand and to grow. So again, that wonderful, wonderful affirmation that I've offered you so many times before. I welcome in an expanded consciousness of love. And so by doing so, you are welcoming in that expansion of love. And you grow in love. Another beautiful one. This one here is by writer Ella Winter. Choose well. Your choice is brief and yet endless. So again, keep that in mind, my tribe. Think about what you exude, what choice you make. Every second, every moment counts, because it's priceless. We only have one of those, and it's gone. So make the best of each second, each moment, and choose well, because our choices have a rippling effect. So when you choose to exude love and ripple that out into the world, that choice is endless. When we choose to lash out in anger or fear or hurt, those negative emotions, they also have that rippling effect. So don't let this world's propaganda, news, articles, the things that are going on around us in this world influence us to make a bad choice and a negative choice out of fear, because those choices are endless. And so don't fall for that and get tripped up and fall into that rabbit hole, because there's very detrimental effects to doing so in this world. Because again, as powerful beings, as creators, we have the power to create what is going on around in our world. And so when you seem to follow that path of that river expands and grows. And so we don't want to put our focus and our energy into the path of negativity and inspire it to grow. We want to focus on the positive and stay focused in our communities, in our worlds, with each other's, inspire, uplift, support, and help to create this river to grow wider and stronger, because it's all up to us with our vibes and our thoughts, what we put out into this world. So always remember, we have a choice, and those choices have endless effects, not only on us, but on everyone and everything around us. And I love this one. This is beautiful because this is such great advice. And this is from a poet named Elizabeth Coatsworth. And Elizabeth says here, during much of my life, I was so anxious to be what someone else wanted me to be. Now I have given up that struggle. I am what I am. How priceless. Once again, never compare yourself to another. Always be an individual. And that final sentence says it all. I am what I am. Be what you are, and be proud of what you are, because there's not another in the world like you. Even twins have slight differences. I know myself, because twins run in our family, and my mother and my aunt are quote-unquote identical twins. And even though they are, and my aunt, my beautiful, wonderful aunt has passed, my mother is still with us, and all through my life, I always knew the difference on the phone. It may have taken me just a split second, sometimes even longer, but there was always a slight difference in the tone, in the voice. My aunt's voice was slightly deeper than my mom's, and so I could always tell who I was on the phone with, and in person they even looked slightly different. My aunt has always been a little bit heavier set than my mom. She was always the slim one. And so remember that. Even twins who are considered identical twins with identical DNA threads and components are still individuals, my tribe. So always be what you are, and don't compare. Shine. Shine, because you are special, and we all have our individual specialness to offer this world. This is a most wonderful one. And this one here, we will end on this quote and move on to some other little things that I have going on today. Because this is, I'll just read it to you. This is by Carolyn Wells. And Carolyn says, I'm just the same age I've always been. How true. And when you really look into what she's saying and understand that famous quote, that is so priceless, because we're all the same age that we've always been. In reality, time is linear. We are time. And so we are all the same age. No one seems to realize that we are all on the same plane. We are all on the same timeline. So no matter if you are 102 or if you are 2, right here in this space and time of linear time, we are all the same age, because we all are here together and have been here together since what is to be considered in the human mind as the beginning of time. And so hence is why they can trace our DNA threads all the way back. Hence also why water, things of this nature can store those threads, and the DNA goes back billions. They traced all of these genes and so on and so forth, because we've all been here together for a very long time in a continuous loop of energy, because we are energy. And so whether you're a child, middle-aged, old, it doesn't matter. We are all equally the same age. So the number does not matter, because it's infinitive. It's infinitive in both directions. So the infinity symbol, the infinity sign, the number 8, walking in the 8s, and the power of the 8s. Amazing. A whole other probably series teachings I will begin to share with you and try to inspire you to live within the world of the 8s in the infinity and the power of the infinity symbol, the mindset of the infinity, because again, infinity, it's just a continuous loop of energy, and it's never ending. So that's why we always go on, my tribe. We never cease to exist. Our energy never ceases to exist, and could not and will not ever cease to exist, because within any energy, it cannot be, my aloe got me, cannot be destroyed. If a transistor is blown up, the energy goes to other areas. It's not destroyed by fire, for example, because you cannot burn energy, and we are energy. Again, hence why upon death they are able to place resuscitator pads on the chest, shock you back to life, and then place a pacemaker machine, electrical device attached to you to continue your life longer. And so it's been proven time and time again through medical, through science, through history, through so many ways that we are electrical beings. And so again, why I also highly recommend the grounding, going shoeless, moccasins, grounding shoes, sleeping with the grounding pads, sitting with them at work, or sleeping with the grounding pads, etc., grounding sheets. And so that's a little just delve into my understandings and teachings that I have been bestowed with this knowledge to share with you, my tribe. And that being said, speaking of knowledge, ladies, I hope you've hung out with me. Men too, this goes for you, because we can apply all of this to all of us. And shockingly enough, the mosquitoes are still getting me. I guess I need to touch my little citronella plants. they're getting me from this side. So that's the side I didn't get with the little plants, and I didn't spray any citronella oil on. So first one off is this beautiful little thing here. I don't know if you can see how pretty and the glow is. I did not, my apologies for the noise. And so I did not get the opportunity to perform the experiment with the amethyst in the water yesterday because I ran to the store, and while I was gone to the store yesterday evening, it came a rain. And my water and amethyst was outside. So my tribe, I will give you an update on how that goes tomorrow, because I didn't get to do that, sadly. But here's a little tip and a trick that I would like to offer to you. And this tip and trick has to do with, again, being childlike. Because remember, we can do simple little things that are childlike that have such great benefits, my tribe. And one of that is, if you remember, was you not always as a kid playing with pencils? This is a straw. This is what they would consider a smoothie straw. So it's a little bit thicker than a normal straw. And this is just a regular pencil. Myself, I prefer the smoothie straw. And you place it in your mouth like so. And you hold on to that. It's a type of face yoga and exercise. But the benefits are amazing, because when you are gripping this in your mouth, you are creating blood flow and muscle retention in the jaw area, in the face, in the upper area of the face, and around. For instance, when you smile, that's why they say always smile, because when you smile, those muscles you are developing and keeping active in your face. And so the same thing we can do throughout the day to help remind us and to keep our facial muscles tight and strong. Just simply place it in your mouth and hold it with your lips, creating a smile effect. And up to you how long you would like to do that, or you can just do it throughout the day. You can carry it around with you. Again, if you don't have the straw, a pencil or a pen. I remember as a kid in school always having a pencil or a pen in my mouth that I was always goofing around, chewing on, or doing something with to pass the time during classes and so on and so forth. So that's a great technique that can really help you. So takes you back to your teenage years and when you were a kid. So remember those. Those are great. And here is another great one. A mosquito has really gotten me on my back in several places here now. Try to move this back here. Hopefully it will go away. And so, that being said, here's another little great one that we don't even think about, my tribe. And this is very childlike, actually quite baby-like, but so beneficial. And that is, look at this, to suck on our thumb. And you feel it instantly in your face. You will feel it in the cheekbone area, and you will feel it in the jawline area, and in even the lip area. Because when you suck your thumb or put your thumb to your lips, you don't actually have to suck your thumb, quote unquote, but babies suck their thumb. And again, the blood flow and the benefits are amazing for your face. And so always do little childlike things throughout your day, and they will keep your muscles toned. And it's kind of fun because, hey, who doesn't like being like a little kid and being free-spirited and happy and uplifting and encouraging? Because That's what little kids do. They're such a blast to be around, and it just exude happiness and joy, and it's so contagious. When their bright little eyes and smiles and laughs and giggles, you just can't help but to participate. And so remember that, my tribe. Those little tips and tricks go a long way. I promise you. The benefits will amaze you. And I would like to wrap this up. I'm going to go get some spray. Actually, I use alcohol, and alcohol helps stop the itching instantly. So if you happen to attract mosquitoes and get itchy and are allergic to them, a little bit of alcohol will stop the itching right away. So amazing, works so great. And then I will remember to spray on some citronella oil around on myself so they don't get me next time. And I would like to say, always remember that true love comes from up above. My apologies, the vehicles. I'll start again. True love comes from up above, and it comes to you, through you, and spirals all out from you. So remember that, my tribe. True love spirals to you, through you, and around you. And when that love spirals out, it emits back like a boomerang. So always remember, the true source of love is within you. And I hope you enjoyed this live, and you're able to join me for my next Facebook Live. And if you have the opportunity a little bit later, again, I will be doing that one-on-one question and answer Q&A TikTok Live later today. Much eternal love, many eternal blessings. And I'll try the pyramid, because the pyramid worked last time. And it didn't this time. Have a wonderful evening and a most wonderful rest of your weekend.